With these Pro Minute video series, Dr. Klee will share some of his secrets with you on how to become a better flutist. Hello, my name is Dr. David Klee, and welcome to another Pro Minute. Today we're going to talk about flute vibrato. Flute vibrato is a very essential tool for all professionals, but it's also a very sought after and needed tool even for high school, junior high and high school flutists. So I'm going to show you today how I teach my students vibrato. You think of vibrato as just a dip in the sound. If you think da, so a dip would be da, that would be a dip. I call one dip a vibrato. So a good way to practice this, to jumpstart it, is think from the diaphragm. You actually push the diaphragm really hard to relax it. You sound like, okay? Now I'll try to do it as I have a flute tone. So just think of your stomach, all the effort comes from the diaphragm. It does not come from the chest. The chest should be secondary. The diaphragm is primary. If you're doing this properly, your tummy should actually push out every time you go, da, yeah, I know, you sound like a sick cow. But that's what you want to do initially. So one vibrato is one dip. Then what you could do, you can actually practice this. Let's say you're going to do a simple scale in whole notes, like a B flat scale, do it in whole notes. Think of it, one dip being one beat. So it'd be 4 dips per whole note, like this. What I'm doing, I'm pushing from here. If you were to come up behind me and give me a hug on my stomach, you would feel me pushing. You feel my tummy going in and out as I do that. It's not from the chest, it's from the diaphragm. Okay? And then, once a student masters that, then what I do, I say, oh, instead of the quarter note, let's do it to the 8th note. So all of a sudden it would be da. Now what's going to happen, the faster the vibrato dips get, the smaller they're going to get. You can't keep them wide, or you will sound like a sick cow when you speed it up. So 8th note would be like, so you could do that. And then after they master that, then you could try triplets or 16th notes. So let's try 3 8th note triplets. Okay, and then after they master that, you can maybe go to 16th notes. Now we're talking about from going to quarter note dips to 16th note dip. We're probably talking about 6 to 8 weeks, okay? So I don't think this is going to happen overnight. But I promise you, if you work on it regularly, 6 to 8 weeks, you'll get that far. So once a student gets that far, then what I do, I find easy pieces of music, like it's full of half notes and whole notes. And then I'll say, okay, let's say every 8th note do a vibrato. So if they got a whole note, it'd be like, so once they master that, then I'll say, okay, well, let's go to the 16th note. So the song would be like, okay, and again, that'll probably take me several more weeks to even get that far. And then once you get to that level, then what we do, I'll say, okay, let's do vibrato, but just don't put it to a specific value. Let's just say you're playing a slow piece, think of a faster, more classical type of vibrato. So in that way, they don't get focused on metronomic vibrato to the beat, because you don't want that, obviously, not for the end result. And so they start with maybe half note dips, quarter note dips, 8th note dips, triplets, 16th notes. Once they master that, which takes 6 to 8 weeks, and then we go to finding some easy music for them. And then with the easy music, what we do, half notes and whole note within a song, nice and slow, and I'll say let's do it to 8th notes and maybe eventually 16th notes, something like that. And then the last thing again, in review what we do, I'll have them do undesignated note values as far as the vibrato speeds. And I'll even have them practice it at different speeds, because as a professional flutist, you need to be able to do your vibrato at different speeds. And also for intensity, obviously if you're crescendoing in a loud piece, your vibrato would get faster, deeper, huskier. If you're playing a really soft piece, like maybe for a church service, you might have a thinner, slower vibrato to fit that. So I think if you go by what we talked about, I think you'll find out within about 2 to 3 months, you'll have a working vibrato. And I challenge you to give it a try. I think you'll enjoy it. Thank you.